What's up, y'all? It's your girl Mika Chanel back with another edition of Mika Chanel's Just Saying. Y'all, I just watched The Real Housewives of New York. These chicks are crazy. Like, why do they have so much high school drama on The Housewives of New York? Like, seriously, I don't even get it. Like, this show is crazy. So let's go on. It starts, so this is season number 7, episode number 10. Can you believe it's like been 10 weeks already? It does not seem like it's been 10 weeks. I honestly, it doesn't seem like it at all for some reason. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, so this is season 7, episode number 10. This one starts off exactly where the last one left off, with Bethany and Heather arguing at Dorinda's birthday dinner at her home in the Berkshires. You know what I'm saying? Like, it started, remember, last week with, you know, Bethany basically saying that she can't eat any fish that's not shellfish, and then Heather's trying to get her to eat like meatballs or whatever. And then I guess Bethany was already kind of annoyed with Heather because of, you know, when she first got there, Heather's like, oh, you should have told me, my kids are here, and you know, and oh, I'm so happy that you worked it out. You know, just being Heather, she's just always like overly concerned, you know what I mean? It's just a little overly concerned about everything, but it doesn't really seem like, I was saying how she does with Sonia, like, it's just so insincere to me, you know what I mean? And condescending the way she is with Sonia. And I kind of feel that she's like that with other people. Like, she's just, I don't know, or I guess it's just her personality. Yeah, she is so annoying to me. Anyway, so yeah, so they're arguing. Bethany is like, look, I don't want any attention. I don't want attention on me. When I get attention on me, I'm going through so much. I don't want to talk about anything. I don't want attention on me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't even have to say anything. Like, she wasn't even talking to Heather about the dang on fish. She was talking to Dorinda, who was the host of the party. Like, Heather could have just sat on her side of the table and just been quiet. Or when she did say, oh, there's meatballs on the other end, Bethany, I don't want the meatballs. Okay, Heather, then be quiet. You know what I mean? Like, even her husband was looking at her like, Heather, you just don't know how to shut your mouth sometimes. Just please shut your mouth. So anyway, so Bethany has finally had enough, and she gets up and walks over to Heather, and it's like, let's just hug it out so we can move on. You know what I'm saying? I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She just keeps saying she's sorry. She gives Heather a hug. She thinks it's the end of it. She sits down. Heather makes a face at her husband. I didn't see that part, but what I did see was her and Luann talking about it. So when Bethany was like, look, I'm right here. I'm right here. You don't have to talk about me. I'm thinking she was talking about Luann and Heather, not Heather and her husband, because a little bit later on, you see her talking, and she's like, I saw her like turn to her husband, you know, after I just gave her a hug, and then it was like, wow, you know what I mean, and you know, saying wow, you know, throwing me under the bus again or whatever. So I don't know. It was a very weird. It was just a very weird exchange. Like, Bethany seems like she's going to have a nervous breakdown, like, at any second. And someone like Heather with someone like Bethany is just kind of seems like it's going to be, like, seems like it's oil and water. Like, Bethany doesn't like that type of thing. Like, she doesn't like people to smother her. She didn't like that, you know, when she was a housewife before. If you guys remember, even when she had her show, Bethany Ever After, when they like threw her that big birthday party, she was like so upset. She just didn't want like attention to be focused on her. Like, she doesn't mind, you know, being talkative, because like Heather was saying, like, 'cause after they had squashed all of that, everybody got up and did a toast, and Bethany did a toast and was like, oh, you know, when Sonia Morgan is the most sane person in the room, then you know, you got a crazy party or whatever. And in her interview, Heather's just like, oh, well, way to shrink to the back, Bethany, you know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is that with Bethany and probably, you know, and people like her, they're extroverted. They like to hang out. They like to be around people, and they're talking, and they can have conversations. But when it comes to like being personal with people and having people like focused on you and your problems or whatever you need at that moment, she's not comfortable with that. Like, she can sit there and have a conversation and laugh and joke and talk, but then when you try to turn it around and ask her about her issues, or just, you know what I mean, do things like that, she can't handle it. She cannot handle being in the spotlight. You know what I mean? She just can't. And so Heather just really needs to understand that. And I feel like we're on episode number 10. I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying? The show is edited. So, I mean, I'm sure they probably have seen each other, you know what I mean? Or been around or talked to other people about one another. So I'm sure like Heather has to understand that Bethany, like, you know, just needs a little bit of space or whatever. Because Bethany's like, look, I feel like I'm behind this glass. And if you knock on this glass, it's just going to break. Like, you know, she is on the edge right now. She is seriously on the edge. She's already all used to be on the edge all the time anyway. And now she is even more on the edge. Oh my God, you guys. There is like a caterpillar or something crawling on my floor. Hold on. I'm in the basement, you guys. Ew! Oh my God, what is that? Oh! It has like a million legs. Ew! Okay, I think I got it. I have it trapped. I don't want to kill it because I don't have any tissue or anything in this bedroom down here to like clean it up with. So I have it trapped right now, and then I'll run and get something, then I'll like smush it up. I don't know what that, it's like long and it has like, I don't even know how many legs it has. I don't know, is that a caterpillar or that? No, it's not a spider, so it's not daddy long legs. But I'm in the basement. And I think we might need to get orchid down here because I don't like last time I was down here it was like a fly or a net or something. I don't know what it was. It was like flying around down here, and I think because we had a little bit of water come up from it had been raining a lot, and we didn't realize it, but the plug that our sump pump was plugged into, the dang on outlet, I guess, just went out, and we didn't realize that the sump pump was off for who knows how long until the dang on sewer water started rising a little bit. Luckily, it wasn't a whole lot, and once we figured it out, we put it in a different plug, and it came right back on, and all the water went down. But I think that may have allowed some little crawlers to get up in here or something. So yeah, I think we might need to call Urban. Anyways, what was I talking about? Yeah, Bethany was just like, she's gonna break. And then Luann make this like really Simba. Ooh, it's my cat. Luann made this like really weird toast, right? Like she wanted to make a toast to Dorinda, and she's like, you know, from the moment I met her, you know, we connect. It was like love at first sight. We connected not only physically, mentally, spiritually. You know, we just connected it, and I knew we were gonna have like this genuine like relationship. And looking at John, and she's like, you are so lucky to have this woman in your life, and everybody's looking around like, what in the hell is Luann talking about, right? Kira's like, it wouldn't be a party without an awkward toast from Luann. It was just very, very strange. The whole toast was very strange to me. But anyways, the next thing you see, they're back in New York, and Ramona is picking up Avery from the airport. Or actually, I think she was at the train. It looked like she was coming out of like Grand Central or something. So I'm thinking she was coming off of the train. Simba, get away from me. Anyway, so she basically picking Avery up. They're so excited to see her. Like Avery runs, drops her bag, runs, gives her like a big old bear hug, and you know they're excited. You know, this is Avery's first year at school, and she you know, Ramona misses her daughter or whatever. Anyway, so they get in the car, and Avery's like, oh my God, I still have to write a paper. I didn't get a chance to write it. I was so focused on getting my finals done, and it's due tonight, so I have to write it. And Ramona's like, I thought we were going to go out to dinner tonight, you know, or whatever. And Avery's like, I wanted to write the paper on the plane, but I sat next to this guy that went to my school, and you know what I'm saying? We just ended up talking the whole time or whatever. Ramona's like, oh, was he cute? You know what I'm saying? Who cares about writing a paper if you're talking to, if you're meeting a cute guy or whatever? And Avery kind of gives her this look like, what the hell's wrong with you? It was a weird face. It was like a funny look that she gave her, right? But anyway, so that was kind of it with that scene. Then in the next scene, you see Bethany. She's having like a branding summit. With all of her different Skinny Girl brands and the people that run those brands. She's just having them all, you know, she says she does it like once or twice a year, just tries to get everyone together. She invites Sonia out so that Sonia could sit in on the meeting and just kind of get some pointers, or, you know what I mean, and ask questions if she needs to or whatever, which I thought was a very nice thing to do. Somebody, leave me alone. Oh, that's why I normally shut the door when I come in here, because he just is always around me, and I don't like this cat. It's my daughter's cat. We got him for her. I just don't like him. Anyways, So yeah, so you know, it looked very interesting. Like, it was so professional. You know, it was just like they walk in, there's like all these people, like 20-some people around this boardroom table or whatever. I think Sonia was a little overwhelmed when she walked in, and then like halfway through the meeting, they took a break, and they were talking, and Sonia was like, she didn't realize that it was a skinny girl branding meeting, and she didn't realize it was going to be that professional, and you know what I mean, and she didn't realize that she was the only one of the ladies that Bethany invited. And Bethany's like, well, I just wanted you to come so that you could get, you know, some pointers or whatever. And Sonia's just like, you know what, I'm so grateful to you for, you know, wanting to help me. None of the other ladies want to give me that kind of solid advice. And then I thought about that, and I'm like, well, Heather did help you out with you know, saying, doing the promo for your the toaster oven she was supposed to do. You know, Heather was putting tried to help her out with that, but you know, it didn't really go anywhere. But I could kind of see, I guess, I don't know, but you know, I already said, like, Heather, I just don't think she's sincere about things. I just think she wants to be the great white hope that just comes in and, you know what I'm saying, and saves the day or whatever, you know, or just give people like life advice. Like, I don't understand people like that. Just like, give your own self advice. You know what I'm saying? Don't just go off giving unsolicited advice. I might ask you. You know? Anyways, so yeah, so that was pretty much it with that scene. You know, you heard some of the people that runs different departments talking, but it's not really that interesting, and I don't really care to talk about it on here. In the next scene, you see they're back at Ramona's house. Ramona and Avery, they're in Avery's room. She's unpacking her suitcase because she's home for winter break. And so, you know, they are unpacking their clothes, and Ramona's like, well, you know, I'm so happy that you and your dad made up, but did he tell you that, you know, he was trying to pursue me again? And Avery's like, no, you know, I don't really ask questions. You know, I would rather just kind of stay out of it. You know, it's not really my business, you know, or whatever. And Ramon's like, yeah, I can understand that. But if he did move back in, how would you feel? And Avery's like, Avery breaks it down, right? Avery breaks it down. She's like, look, you're my mom. He's my dad. Nothing is going to change that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm stuck with y'all for life as far as that goes. She's like, but as far as anything outside of you being my mom and him being my dad is up to you. You have to do whatever makes you happy. She's like, I don't live in this house full time anymore. You know what I'm saying? Basically saying, like, look, I am grown. You have to do what's best for you. You know what I'm saying? Which I thought was very grown up and big of Avery, especially being an only child. You would think that she would really want her parents to be together or whatever. But it's good that she's not putting that pressure on Ramona, and Ramona can make the decision that she wants to make for herself and not really think about how Avery's going to feel about it. You know what I mean? I'm sure Avery would love for her parents to be together, but at the same time, she understands life and understands that it doesn't always happen the way you want it to. So it's really good that she's being so grown up. It's so weird to see her because I've been watching this since season 1, and they're in season 7 now, and it's like she was what, like 7? No, she was probably like 9 or 10. Maybe 10 or 11, something like that when the show aired. Yeah, she had to have been like maybe around 11 years old. But, you know, it's so crazy to see her like grow into like a young woman in the way she looks now. I mean, she pretty much looks the same, just a little older, but it's always like weird because I feel like I feel like I have watched some of the housewife kids grow up, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Anyways, but yeah, so that was just very, she gave her some very good advice. You know, make yourself happy. Do what makes you happy. Ramona's like, I'm not even sure if I know what makes me happy other than you, you know, but I guess she's going to try and figure that out. In the next scene, you see Kristen and Carol. Kristen is starting a nail polish line. You know, her husband, she said, was having a meeting with this company, and they said they wanted to work with Kristen. And, you know, do a nail polish line. So she's very excited about her nail polish line. I think it's called Pop of Color is what it's called. She invites Carol along just to give like ideas for different nail polish colors, different names for the colors or whatever. I guess she figured because Carol's a writer. But it was so weird what Carol did. Carol first was like, she's showing everybody like this magazine. Kristen was showing everybody this magazine that I guess is about nails and nail polish or whatever. And I love nail polish, right? Everybody loves nail polish. Like, I pretty much stick with pinks and purples. But sometimes, like, I mean, I do have some yellows and some blues and some oranges in my collection. And sometimes I want to switch it up. But purple is my favorite color. And my husband really likes pink on me. So, you know, I kind of switch between my favorite color and the pink that my husband likes to see on my hands. So, anyways, but yeah, I love all colors. I love orange is really cute. I think on my nails, it like hits my skin or something, the orange, and the yellow really hits my skin. But I've had like blue. You know what I do like to do? I like to like polish it with like just like a plain color, and then go over it with one of those, like, I don't know what they're called, but it's kind of like one of those colors that is very like a faint color, but then it has like pops of glitter in it. I like to do that. That's really cute. But anyways, enough about my nail polish. So Kristen is starting her nail polish line. So she showed this magazine, right? And Carol's like, I have that, and I was going to give it to you because, you know, I was thinking about starting a nail polish line or whatever. And I'm like, really, Carol? I mean, even if that were true, why are you saying that right now? And even the people that were there, you know, that owned the company were like looking like, ew, like, really? And this is the person you decided to bring with you today? Like, she might be trying to move in on your spot, girl. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why Carol did that. That was just so weird. She does some very immature things sometimes, which is why I guess she's dating a 20-something-year-old and she's like damn near 50, or if she's not 50, she might be 50. I don't know. But yeah, that was kind of strange to me. And then she was, so when it came around time to like come up with different names or whatever, Carol had like this list of like these nasty, dirty names or whatever. And she's like calling it, she's like, well, we can call it thrust or we can call it dangler. And Kristen is like, no. Like, no, Carol, those aren't the names. She's like, I'm thinking of something more along the line of like, you know, date night or something like that. And she's basically saying like Carol doesn't know her at all. Like, if she thought that Kristen would be okay with those names, you know what I mean? And I mean, I don't know Crystal, and I don't hang out with Kristen, and I don't hang out with her, but I can tell that she's the type of person that's a little more on the prudy side, you know what I mean? I don't think she's that downtown, you know what I'm saying? Let's talk about go to sex parties and go to fellatio classes or something. You know what I mean? I just don't see Kristen as being that type of person. So, I don't know, but I think it's cool that she started a nail polish line. That is so cool. I've always loved nail polish. Ever since I was a kid, I've been polishing my nails. My daughter now, she's 7. She's almost 8. She'll be 8 this month. It's so cool. Anyways, she tries to polish her nails like every other day. Like, it's just so fun to be a girl, right? It's so much fun to be a girl. Anyways, in the next scene, you see Bethany, Ramona, Dorinda, and Carol. They go meet up for dinner. First, Ramona gets there, then Bethany gets there, and Ramona is like pissed off because Bethany chose a spot that does not have good-looking men. And she's like, I need to look at some good-looking men tonight. I want to see some eye candy. I don't want to be looking at these little skinny, ugly men that are in here. And Bethany's like, I am so sorry, girl. It's like Tuesday night. I just thought we were coming out to grab a steak and a martini. Like, I didn't realize that you needed to be at a meat shop. Like, Ramona is on it. Ramona wants to see the men, okay? She wants to see and be seen. Like, Ramona is serious. She's like, I was locked up for 25 years with that man, and I am enjoying my freedom right now. Even though she's even admitted that she would love to be back with Mario, but she doesn't know if that's possible. You know, because of all of the things that he has put her through, she doesn't know if they'll be able to, you know what I'm saying, move past all of that. Anyways, that was pretty much it. Oh, no, that wasn't pretty much it. So Heather comes into the conversation. And basically Ramona's just trying to figure out, she's just like, you know, I'm not really sure what happened during this, you know, dinner or whatever. And so Bethany's like trying to explain to them, like from her side, what she thought had led up to, you know, the kind of the altercation or whatever that she had. And then Dorinda's just like, you know, you guys just have such different personalities that, and different ways of dealing with things, that you guys just clash, you know. And Carol gets kind of a little uneasy because, you know, her and Heather are best friends or whatever. And she is just like, you know, like that's just how she is. She's a nurturer. She likes to fix things. She's a fixer or whatever. And Bethany's like, well, that's fine, but nobody asked her to fix me. I don't need her to fix me. You know what I'm saying? And then they move on, thankfully, from that conversation, and they just kind of start talking about Bethany just like, you know, I want to just move on. I'm done with men. Like, I'm not gonna date men or whatever. Like, I think I'm gonna turn lesbian. But she's like, I just don't want to go down on anyone. So then somehow that goes over to Carol talking about, you know, like, well, I can be with a girl, but it has to be with a guy too. You know, like the guy has to be involved or whatever. And Ramona's like so disgusted by the conversation. Like, even just the thought of a threesome, it just really freaks Ramona out or whatever. So, you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of how that's kind of how they leave off with that or whatever. Then you see Ramona in the next scene. I'm assuming it's the next day or the next few days after. I don't know. She's having a party at her new sports bar, AOA. And she invited, you know, she invited all of the ladies to come. Of course, Bethany gets there first. And one of Ramona's friends was there as well, or she came in a little later or whatever. I'm not sure, but Ramona was like kind of trying to put tables together and move like chairs around and things. And so there was like a rope, I guess, signifying that they were, you know, having a private party on that side of the sports bar. So, excuse me. So Bethany goes, you know, I feel a little weird, you know what I'm saying, being a little roped off, you know, just kind of joking a little bit, but probably a little serious at the same time. Because it's always strange when there's no private room for parties, but yet you have, you know what I'm saying, like this rope or whatever. I've been to restaurants like that, and it's kind of a little strange. But anyways, so Ramona's friend goes, well, they're not our people. I thought she was joking at first, and Bethany's like, what do you mean they're not our people? And she's like, look. Like, with her nose turned up, like, look at them. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh my gosh, she is really serious. She really said those words out of her mouth, like, and was dead serious. Like, I guess because Ramona's sports bar is like downtown, and I'm like, I guess because it's not on the Upper East Side, is the people that would normally frequent that place aren't good enough for you. They're not your people. Ew. Really? Ugh. So freaking high school. Like, this whole, like, Upper East Side society that I am learning about through the Housewives is so freaking high school. I mean, it is, I mean, probably more like junior high school. You know what I'm saying? Like 7th and 8th grade. It was just really weird. And then here goes Ramona. Is that hot waiter going to be here? And Bethany is like, you know what? We cannot have cocktails without Ramona being able to see a hot man. So get the hot man over here. Stack. Get him over here. Get him over here. Then, you know, the other ladies start to trickle in a little bit or whatever. Everybody says hi. Kristen says hi to Ramona and Bethany, and they both say hi and then kind of like ignore her and kind of keep going at their little conversation or whatever. And that really pisses off Kristen or whatever. But so anyway, so Bethany and Ramona are talking, of course, about Heather. I don't know why this conversation keeps coming up. So Bethany is like, you know, I just think she doesn't know how to take me yet. Like, she doesn't know how to take me. Ramona's like, I think that's how it was. Because you remember Ramona and Heather didn't get along either when they first met or whatever. So Ramona's like, I think that's how she is with me. And Bethany's like, it's just something about her or whatever. And then Ramona's like, it's like her eyes say one thing and her mouth says another thing. And then they come up with the same thing that I feel. Like, she's just not a sincere person. And maybe she is. And I don't know. But the things that she says, just to me, I've been saying it all season, it just comes off a little condescending and just, I don't know, just something I'm not here for at all. And then you see Kristen go over and talk to Carol, and she's like, I feel boxed out. It's like every time I'm trying to be a part of the group, they like shut me out or whatever, and I just don't understand why. I mean, I don't want to be the person like, what are you guys talking about, trying to butt in? Which, you know what, they kind of do, because like I said, I don't know if it was the last vlog or the vlog before that, I kind of forget Kristen is even on the dang show. You know what I mean? They do kind of ignore her a little bit, which is probably not nice, and it probably does make her feel a little insecure, because it just seems like she really wanted to be friends with Bethany from the beginning, and Bethany just kind of shaded her at every chance. And I don't even think it was on purpose. And like Bethany said, she's like, certain people I like and certain people I don't like. There's no rhyme or reason behind it. She's like, I don't know Dorinda or Carol, but I like those two, and you know, I'm trying to get to know them or whatever. But so anyway, so she's saying Kristen is talking to Carol about that, and then Carol, being messy and being the sophomore in high school that she is, she goes and tells Kristen that Bethany was like, well, Bethany called you dumb because you didn't get the name for your nail polish, the Pop of Color trademark. She called you dumb. And Kristen's like, wow, oh my God, really? Okay. So during this conversation, you see Luann goes over to Bethany, and then Luann asks Bethany, like, is she okay? Why did she start crying at the party? So they're like having this conversation, oh my God, about the dang party. Like, why won't they just drop the whole thing between Bethany and Heather? So Bethany gets upset with Luann because she feels like Luann is just trying to like be like a pastor or whatever. Like she wasn't really sincere in asking, because she's like, you know, first you ask me, am I okay? Then you go in to defend Heather or whatever. So while they're discussing it, Kristen comes over and like, can I say something real quick? And they both are like, no. Like they like look at her like, kick rocks, chick. Nobody wants to talk to you right now. Like it was just so like, it kind of caught me off guard the way they were like, no, not right now. They just dismissed her like quick, fast, and in a hurry. That was kind of hurtful. I'm sure that was very hurtful. And then finally Luann and Bethany finished their conversation, and she walks over because Bethany goes over, she's like, I gotta go put out another fire. So she goes over to talk to Heather. But while she's trying to talk to Heather, Kristen is like, I need to talk to you. I really would like to talk to you. So they go ahead and they sit down and they try to talk, and Kristen just starts off, you know, I'm really passionate about my business. And then she's like, well, Carol told me that you said something about me being trademark, and I appreciate the fact that you took the time to Google my company. So while she's in the middle of saying this, Bethany gets up and walks away. She's like, you know what? No, I'm out of here. I'm done. I'm not gonna sit here and watch you hold the gun and load it at the same time. Like I'm not gonna sit here like and go through this with you. I need to talk to Heather, and then I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? So she just walks away from Kristen, like she just walks away from poor Kristen. She goes and she talks to Heather. Her and Heather talk it out once again. Whatever. I don't know. Whatever. And it's just like, poor Kristen. She just can't catch a break. And I don't remember who she was talking to, if she was talking to Luann or if she was talking to Carol, but she was like, at least she argues with Heather. Like, she just completely ignores Kristen. You know what I'm saying? She just was like, deuces, girl. I ain't got time to be talking to you right now. Like, oh my God. And Kristen's just like whining, like, oh my God, why would she do that? I mean, she has this big company, and I mean, I thought that I was just gonna be able to get some advice from her or whatever, and this is how she's talking to her husband, but so much for that idea or whatever. Oh my God, poor Kristen. I mean, if I was in that situation, I would feel real fucked up too, because like nobody wants to be ignored. Like at least like have a dialogue with me and just, or at least just sit and listen to what I have to say and wait until I'm done saying what I have to say before you walk away. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, Bethany. And then, you know, she's still kind of upset that Bethany didn't invite her to, well, I don't know if she's still upset at this point, but you know, she was upset that Bethany didn't invite her to her birthday dinner or whatever, and just a lot of different things. But yeah, that was hilarious. That was hilarious. And then what was really even more funny was Carol saying that she didn't expect that Kristen would go over and say anything to Bethany. I'm like, Kara, now you know that's the main reason why you told her, because you was trying to be messy. You were trying to start some mess. That's it. That is all. That's it. That's all. So, I don't even know why she even tried to act like that wasn't her intent. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That was just funny to me. I don't know. That's how the episode goes off. The episode just goes off with this party, and I think it went off with Bethany and Heather talking or whatever. And Bethany's just like, it might be me. I don't know. But I'm just not really wanting to let her in right now. But I don't know. That was the end of the episode. But I'm telling you, the stuff with Kristen to me just really cracked me up. I was laughing so hard. And I feel bad for laughing, because if it were me, I would feel real bad, you know, but it's not me, so it's funny. That is so messed up to say, right? Oh my God, I'm sorry, Kristen. Anyways, that's it, that's all. I'm taking my butt upstairs and I'm going to bed. So until next time, stay real, stay safe, and stay tuned to Mika Chanel is just saying bye-bye.